Following the referendum result, we've been considering what immediate steps we need to take to protect teachers, the young people we teach, and the education service. 3 immediate priorities are: we are writing to all of our overseas qualified teachers to reassure them of our support and our determination to do everything we can to make sure that they are entitled to stay in this country working with our young people. Secondly, we're working with members on producing materials for teachers to use in the classroom to address any questions that come up around the increased racial tensions. And thirdly, we've decided it is important to go ahead with the strike on July the 5th. And I'd like to explain our reasoning for that third decision. Firstly, it's important to note that under the UK's trades union laws, we can't simply choose to delay the action and take it in September or some other time. Under the UK law, industrial action has to be begun within 28 days of the close of the ballot. So there is no simple option just to delay. Secondly, we actually think it's more important to take the action as a result of the referendum. We all know that schools are facing a very difficult funding situation at the moment. The base reason of that is that George Osborne is freezing the money he gives to schools per pupil, while he's increasing the money he takes from schools per member of staff. Increased national insurance costs that governing bodies have to bear, increased teacher pension costs that governing bodies have to bear. All amounts to about a 5% charge on the teacher pay bill. So that for every 20 teachers a school employs, they have to find a whole extra salary to give back to George Osborne and the Treasury. And that difficult financial situation is leading to real problems in our schools. Class sizes are going up. Many of our members have told us that they will be teaching classes of 35 from September. Subject choices are reducing because art, drama, dance teachers are being made redundant or not replaced when they leave. Individual attention is going down. Learning support assistants are being dismissed. And in many cases, other teacher terms and conditions are also being reduced. All of these changes are happening because George Osborne isn't funding our schools well enough, and he's not doing anything to keep pace with inflation. And we believe that one of the immediate consequences of the referendum vote will be a sharp spike in inflation. All the economic experts are telling us that. If we can't persuade George Osborne that he has to allow school budgets to match inflation, then these situations will be even worse than those I am describing. So our action is aimed at being part of a campaign to convince George Osborne and Nicky Morgan that they have to invest in education, not cut back on it, that investment is the right thing to do for our country, for our young people, and for our education service. Only by putting that funding in can we protect teachers' conditions of service and our children's learning conditions. So we know the situation's difficult. It's difficult for our overseas qualified members. It's difficult for many children. But we're asking you, if you can, please support our industrial action on July the 5th. Let's campaign together for the education investment that can protect teachers' conditions of service and our young people's conditions of learning. Thank you for your support.